Good evening, and thank you very much for joining me. My name is Peggy Kurtz. Before we begin, I want to mention that we're recording the meeting, but we have set the settings so that you should not be visible in the recording. So I'm here tonight to explain the Hudson Valley Community Program, a clean energy program that the town of Clinton is exploring. I am the community coordinator for Jewel Community Power, which is a division of Jewel Assets. Jewel Assets is the program administrator for the program. So the Hudson Valley Community Power Program is a community-based program that makes renewable electricity available at competitive rates. The program currently includes 12 municipalities in the Hudson Valley. So you may have participated, you're just telling me you haven't participated, but others in the community participated in the Hudson Valley Community Power Electricity Supply Program in the past. The town took a break from the program. I know there was an interruption in it, and then the town took a break from sat out the next round for various reasons, and the town is considering joining the program again, and the new round of the program would begin in the summer of 2025. This is a formal statement that I'll explain in more detail. The town of Clinton is exploring the option to participate in an upcoming bid for an electricity supply contract through the Hudson Valley Community Power Program. This program would provide eligible residents and small businesses with the benefits of renewable electricity at competitive rates. So here's an overview of what I'll be talking about. I'll explain the type of program. It's called the Community Choice Aggregation Program, some of the benefits, the role of the utility, the enrollment process, some of the other logistics, and then I'll leave time for your questions. So this is the aim of the program is to make it easier for more people to access renewable electricity supply at competitive rates. So when we talk about renewable electricity, we're talking about electricity that is generated by hydropower from dams or from wind power. Some of the benefits quickly are clean, renewable electricity, competitive rates, strong consumer protection, and more choice for consumers. So what is a Community Choice Aggregation Program, or CCA for short? With CCA programs, essentially municipalities create a large buying group through which residents and small businesses may purchase their electricity supply. These programs enable municipalities to leverage the buying power of that large group, usually thousands or tens of thousands of households, to negotiate competitive rates for residents and small businesses. If you move into Clinton today, Central Hudson will automatically be your electricity supply provider by default. This program shifts the choice of default supplier to the town level so that your elected officials can make the choice that's right for your community. The town of Clinton can select renewable electricity as the default electricity supply and do so at a competitive rate through that large buying group. CCA programs were authorized by the Public Service Commission in 2016, and they are regulated by the Commission. In 2019, in response to climate change, New York State passed groundbreaking climate legislation, which mandates an unprecedented transformation of the state's electric grid. The electric grid must be powered 70% by renewable electricity. And so at this point, that's just 5 years away, and it must be 100% carbon-free by 2040. Without local action, the state cannot meet these goals, which will ultimately help to protect our communities and our own families. The program we're discussing today helps communities take a major step in the direction of these state goals for renewable electricity. And in fact, state regulators recognize CCA programs with renewable electricity as one of the most powerful climate actions a community can take. I'm sorry, let me just back up for a second. These CCA programs, CCA is a growing movement across the country and in New York State. Municipalities have been participating in the Hudson Valley Community Power Program since 2019, and multiple municipalities are hoping to begin their fourth contract this summer. So now let's talk a little bit about how this actually works for consumers. Central Hudson remains your utility. The utility no longer generates the electricity. The utility essentially has become the middleman, delivering the electricity to the customer. What changes with CCA is the source of supply all the way to the left on this slide. Instead of the utility purchasing.
Pause for a second. I don't see a slide.
Really?
You're doing screen share?
Yeah, you're not seeing my screen?
I see you very clearly.
Oh, you didn't.
You might
Okay.
have to enable screen sharing.
I'm just
Let me
thinking.
widen my window. Still not seeing any slides.
Okay.
Oh, now I'm seeing something.
Yes,
It
I
works.
apologize.
I see it.
Okay.
Terrific.
Okay, I didn't realize that. I wish I had realized that from the beginning. I apologize for that. So I'm just going to go quickly through these slides so you will at least see them. This was the formal statement. Okay, benefits. Okay. The community choice aggregation statement that I was talking about before, really apologize for that. And here I was explaining that it shifts the selection of the default supplier from the state to the municipality, and that these programs are were authorized and are regulated by the Public Service Commission. I was talking about the clean energy goals. And just backing up a second, I was saying that CCA is a growing movement across the country and in New York State. Municipalities have been participating in the Hudson Valley Community Power Program since 2019, and multiple municipalities are hoping to begin their fourth CCA contract this summer. I apologize for the glitch. I was wondering what wasn't working. Okay, I was explaining that Central Hudson continues to deliver the electricity. In New York State, the utility no longer generates the electricity. The utility essentially has become the middleman, delivering the electricity to the consumer. But what changes is the source. With the CCA program, instead of the utility purchasing electricity for you from power plants, the electricity is supplied through the CCA program with the option for renewable electricity. Central Hudson continues to deliver electricity, repair and maintain lines, and bill customers. They are still the ones to call in the event of a power outage, which should be no more frequent than before. You can see this same distinction on your bill between supply and delivery. If your municipality decides to participate in the program, I'm going to show you what the changes that you would see in your electricity bill if you decide to participate in the program. This is page 2 of Central Hudson bill. Within the electricity portion of the bill, there are 2 subsections. So at the top is in the green box is the delivery portion of the bill. This portion does not change because the utility continues to deliver your electricity. What does change is the supply portion, it's the supply subsection within your bill in the red box at the bottom of page 2. And that's where you'll see changes if the municipality decides to participate and if you decide to participate in the program. So this is a participant in a past program. You can see in the red box here that this supplier, the name of the supplier was Direct Energy, and it happens that in this case we do not know what the supplier will be, but that's where you will see the name of the new supplier, which is chosen in a bidding process. Under the title Costs for Electricity Supply, in the red box, you'll also see the number of kilowatt hours. In this case, this household used 761 kilowatt hours, and you'll see the rate for the program. In this case, it was 6.361 cents per kilowatt hour. And then you see the total electricity supply charges on the right-hand side of the bill. Both your delivery charges, which go to the utility, and the supply charges as part of the CCA program are calculated, of course, based on how much electricity you use, which is measured in kilowatt hours. So let's talk now about the enrollment process. Most Central Hudson customers are eligible to participate. CCA programs are opt-out programs. That means that those who are eligible are automatically enrolled in the program, but can opt out with no fees at any time. So let's talk first about who is not eligible. These are the categories that are not considered eligible. As I mentioned, most Central Hudson customers are eligible, and that includes both residents, homeowners, and renters that have their own Central Hudson accounts, and small businesses. But there are some Central Hudson customers who will not receive the mailing because they're considered not eligible. So these include ESCO customers. ESCOs are energy service companies or third-party suppliers. Customers with a block on their account. These are customers who ask the utility to ensure that they are not enrolled in supply from third-party suppliers. HEAP recipients or Home Energy Assistance Program, time of use accounts, and large commercial customers with demand meters. So we can talk about all of these categories in the Q&A if it applies to you and if you're interested in participating in the program. Eligible customers will receive a mailing with information about the program in advance of program launch. That mailing will give you 3 easy ways to opt out if that is your preference. As I mentioned, eligible customers will be automatically enrolled in the default option unless they opt out before the program begins. But there are 3 easy ways to opt out with a reply card that comes with a postage paid envelope by calling the helpline or through the online enrollment and unenrollment form. You can also change your option within the program. You can opt up or opt down within the program if your municipality offers more than one option through the online enrollment form. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the timeline. If the town of Clinton decides to accept an electricity supply bid through the program, there will be another set of outreach, including meetings. At that point, we'll know the program rates and the term of the contract. And then a mailing goes out, as I mentioned, to all eligible households and small businesses. This mailing will include the program rates, the terms, the benefits, and the conditions, frequently asked questions, information about how to opt out, including a including a card and a postage paid envelope to opt out if that is your preference. That will be followed by a 30-day period, and we'll have additional events during that opt-out period. The difference between this initial 30-day period and opting out after the program begins is that once the 30-day period is over, if you have not opted out, you will be automatically moved into the program. And if you opt out during the opt-out period, you will not be enrolled in the program. But if you opt out after the 30-day period, it will take 1 or 2 billing cycles to leave the program and return to supply from the utility. After the 30-day opt-out period, then on your next bill after the launch date, if you are participating, you should see the name of the new supplier in the supply portion of your bill and the new electricity rate. Okay, I'm gonna go quickly through some frequently asked questions. Okay, so does this program replace your utility company? No, you continue to pay your Central Hudson bill, and your utility remains responsible for delivery, maintenance of the electric grid, and billing. Does this impact the reliability of your electricity? No, your utility continues to deliver your electricity and provides the same service whether you participate in the program or not. Will this program save you money? Savings are not guaranteed. When people ask us, will this program save me money? What they're really asking for is a comparison with the utility rates, but utility rates change from month to month, and no one knows what the rate will be ahead of time. What if you want to change your supply choice? Once the program launches, you can call the helpline or fill out the enrollment change form on the website to change your supply selection, opt out or opt back into the program with no fees or penalties at any time. Can you participate if you have your own solar panels, or if you participate in community solar and community hydro or community hydropower? Yes, even if you use solar power or you participate in community solar or hydropower, you are still required to have a supplier on your utility bill to cover any electricity that's not provided by your solar or hydropower. I can explain more about this topic in the Q&A if you like. What happens when the program ends, when the contract ends? The town may choose to renew participation in the program. If not, you will automatically switch back to the utility selecting your supply on your behalf. I like to end with the benefits: opportunity for at least 50% renewable electricity, competitive rates, strong consumer protection, no individual contracts, and no exit fees at any time. And here is our contact information. Again, all of this, and I believe that the presentation will also be posted to the website, to the Hudson Valley Community Power website. You can call the helpline Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, or you can call out of hours and leave a message and we'll call you back. The helpline number is 845-859-9099. You can also email and somebody will get back in touch, info@hudsonvalleycommunitypower.com. And you can also look for information on the website at www.hudsonvalleycommunitypower.com. So I apologize for only realizing that glitch. Thank you very much for alerting me to that. And now I'm ready for your questions.
Wonderful. Well, first, let me thank you very much for taking time out for a small audience. I expected, perhaps you expected a larger crowd, and there should be a larger crowd. Everybody in the town should be part of this,
I hope it was
informational
helpful.
session. Did you get a larger group and when you had it in person on Saturday?
Yes, I did.
How
Yeah.
how many people were there then?
I'm not remembering exactly, maybe 6, something like that.
So there should have been 200. Anyway, I guess the word will
Yeah,
get out and people will understand it better. Some of our residents were pretty well informed on the last go around,
that's true. Yeah.
and including me. But I still have a lot of questions. I guess the
Okay.
first thing is this.
Okay, and I just want to mention ahead of time so that you can tell your friends and neighbors, we will be doing more information sessions. I don't have them right off the top of my head. I apologize for that. But we will be doing more information sessions, including at least one in February.
Good. That's very good. Well, so my first question has to do with a block on the account. So let me tell you my situation. I have been participating for many years in a time of day plan.
Oh, okay.
So I think if I understand your rules, I won't be getting a card. I won't need to opt out if I want to stay where I am. Is that correct?
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to quickly give you the dates for the other programs, if you wanted to mention. One is on February 6th. I
Uh-huh.
think that's the next one. It's February 6th. I think that might be the last one in this period. February 6th, and that will be hybrid. It will be in town hall and also available online.
Okay,
I think
good.
makes it easier.
Um, all
Okay,
right,
so you were
so
asking
block
about time of
back
use.
to time of
Time
day.
of use.
So
Okay.
it
Time of
sounds
use.
like I would default into the group that does not get automatically switched.
That's correct. That's correct. Okay, so if you decide, let's talk about what time of use is and does. So do you have an electric vehicle?
I do. Here's
Okay.
something else that's peculiar.
Mhm.
I think it's limited to some older Central Hudson customers.
Mhm.
There are two different time of day plans at
Oh, I
Central
didn't know
Hudson.
that.
You
Okay.
didn't know that? Okay,
Okay.
so the one I have is grandfathered, and it
Mhm.
basically distinguishes 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. as the low time.
Okay.
The one that's now being offered to new customers is very different with different rates. It's
Okay.
less restrictive on the hours for
Huh.
lower rates,
Okay.
but the lower rates are higher
Hmm.
than mine.
So,
So here's the other problem I have. As I understand it, people who are in the older program are grandfathered and can stay there.
mhm.
But once they leave, they can't go back. They can only
Oh,
go
okay.
into the new
Understood.
program. And it just
Understood.
so happens that the new
Okay.
program doesn't work for EVs.
Hmm.
It doesn't work very
Oh,
well.
Okay.
And you're better off staying put. And I just bought a plug-in hybrid. So I
Mm-hmm.
think I want to stay put. So
Mm-hmm.
my next question has to do with this.
Mm-hmm.
I would love, as an additional precaution,
Mm-hmm.
to make an arrangement with Central Hudson that blocks the account so
Mm-hmm.
that it's very unlikely that I will be switched unless I wanted to be switched.
Right.
How do I
Right.
do that?
So you call Central Hudson and you just say,
Uh,
I'd like to place a block on my account.
I see.
Yeah.
And I think that blocking option was created some years ago when there were a lot of somewhat dubious
Right.
alternative
Yeah.
suppliers who were slamming people.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
all right.
I think
So
this
it's nice to know I have that option.
slamming has been, I think, it's now, it's illegal, so I think there's less of that now, but that's when so yes, you have to do the math for yourself about the economics, but I know it's something, at least when I looked at Orange and Rockland, which is where I live, the rate was a lot higher during the day. It was less at night, but it was much higher during the day. But I'm guessing that you've checked that out. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
there's a big difference for me.
Hmm.
So at least as long as I have this plug-in, I want to
Hmm.
stay
Hmm.
on the
Sure.
very low
Okay.
night rate.
Understood.
Okay, so I will maybe, as a precaution, call Central Hudson, but if I understand you right, I don't really need to do that.
And if you ever decide that you want to, for whatever reason, you want to change that, you can just call them back and say, I want to unblock my account.
Right.
And
Yeah.
if you were to want to, it sounds like it's not going to happen this time, that's fine. But if you were to want to enter into the program, then you won't be defaulted into it. You would have to call and opt yourself into the program, call the helpline. But,
Yeah.
but that's
Well,
fine.
I'm keeping an open mind, and I want to see
Okay.
what kind of rates you show when
Mhm.
you're closer to the launch date.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess at that point, you'll have a pretty good idea of what the CCA
Right.
rate will be.
Not if the February 6th program, we will still not know, but the next round of information sessions will follow that mailing. And at that point, we will know the new rate.
I see. Oh, that's going to be very helpful. And that might be later in the spring, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
All right. So I will look for that, even
Hmm.
though I probably won't be participating. Now, it also happens that I
Hmm.
manage a shared electric client with
Hmm.
my with nearby homeowners, since we
Hmm.
have a shared electric well.
Okay.
And that did go into the program, I think. I'm not sure.
Hmm.
And that it's not time of day.
Hmm.
And there we would be looking very closely at what CCA has to offer.
Okay.
So it's not entirely a moot point, at least
Okay.
for me and my neighbors.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
Uh-huh.
and so we'll be watching for that. My next question is, who on the town council is most connected to this program, knows the most about it? I know a few of the council members. I don't know which, if
That
any
I
of
can't
them.
speak to. Other people have gone to speak to the board. I really don't know. I believe Michael Whitten is pretty knowledgeable about the program,
Uh-huh.
is very knowledgeable about it, but I honestly, I don't know the other town board members.
Yeah, all right. Um, do you have any source of us to look at what the average rates were in the previous program?
Mhm. They're still posted now because don't forget that
Are there?
program,
And where can I find that?
Hudson Valley Community Power dot
And I look
com.
up my town and it'll show.
Oh, are you talking about for when Clinton was participating?
Yeah, you said we're not in it now, or I can't remember.
No, no, you're not in it now, but are looking to, exploring the possibility to rejoin the program. So the rates when you were participating, I think was the last time was in 2022, if I have that right.
Uh-huh.
So, energy rates change from day to day, they certainly change from year to year. You can look at the program now. I don't know. Let me see if I have.
So it would be ideal would be if I could see
I don't want to
month by
misquote you.
month what the rate was for people in the Hudson Valley
Well,
who
the
did
rates,
participate through Jewel.
mhm,
Poughkeepsie, for example, I think they're
mhm.
in it, right?
The city of Poughkeepsie,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
correct, yes.
So if I had if some web's page where I
Mhm,
could look at the 36-month history
mhm,
of the
mhm.
3-year participation in Poughkeepsie. You give me a sense of how it compares to Central
Right,
Hudson.
I know. So what I believe is correct is that in the first round of the program, people in the program paid more than, now keep in mind that you're comparing apples and oranges because what they're getting in the program is renewable electricity.
Mhm,
Whereas when you're getting the energy from the utility, it's largely based on fossil fuels. So it's
mhm,
not the same product that you're getting. I believe, so the first round of the program, people came out, paid more in the program. The second round of the program, they came out quite a bit ahead. Um, okay, I'm saying in the first contract, which was from July 2019 through June 2021, there were a number of months where the CCA rate was less than the utility, but overall the utility rates were slightly less expensive. In the second contract, which was from 2021 through July 2021 through July 2022, there were significant savings to participants in the program. And the current contract started in July of 2023 and will run through the end of June 2025. At this point in time, participants have paid more within the program through than the utility rates. Again, keep in mind that it's an apples to oranges comparison. The utility rates are for 12% renewable electricity, and for the majority of the CCA participants, it's for 50 or 100% renewable electricity. So that's the key.
I see. Well, that's very informative,
I
and
just want
it'd
to
be
let you
great.
know, I'm
Yeah,
gonna have to wrap up within a minute, okay? I'm sorry about that, but I do have to wrap up, but
can I call you perhaps next week at the Community Power office?
yeah, you can call next week and speak to somebody on the helpline. The people on the helpline are knowledgeable, or you can ask to speak to me, ask to give me a message and I'll call you back. But the people on the helpline are very knowledgeable too. They're not people who are remote, they're local, you know. And
I see. And you work out of
you-
Orange and Rockland County, somewhere down there.
I do, yeah.
All right. Well, I think I would like to know more. The alternative might be to just wait and participate in the February 6th session. Will you be
Okay,
handling that as well?
I will be. I'm expecting to be, yes.
All right. So one of my first questions, if I show up there, will be, can you
Okay.
provide us with this history?
Okay.
I guess you've got now almost 6 years. You've got approximately 70 months.
So I
And we would
will,
like to see a
yeah.
70-month comparison.
Okay, I do have a
CCH
graph.
rates.
I'm just out of time. So I will have the graph available if you want
A
on
spreadsheet would
at
be
the
ideal.
February 6th. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
it'd be great if you could provide a spreadsheet.
Okay. I will try. I'll ask for that, but I will try. I do have a graph for that.
A graph is also helpful. Yeah, but a
Okay.
spreadsheet being better.
Okay.
All right, so that'll be
I
the
hear you.
first question on
I hear
February
you.
6th. Thank you so much, and I look forward
Thank
to
you.
talking to you either then or
Okay.
at your office next week.
Okay.
Thanks
Thank you so
again.
much. It was nice meeting you.
All right,
Okay. I hope it was
bye-bye.
helpful. Bye.